Yeah, good evening. I'm your host, Don Armando, and this is Open Topics with Don Armando, the Martial Arts Edition. So, I had to actually put it for Saturday and such because sometimes we do it every Wednesday, but then when there's certain things that happen, we actually have a special edition, which is either on Saturday, maybe Sunday, or wherever. So, I just have this segment that we talk about the martial arts, questions that need to be asked, answers, but mostly we actually talk about the history of the martial arts as well. So stay tuned. I might have a surprise for you tonight. Yeah, everything is good, Irby. I'm just having this stream tonight and everything. So, how's everything in your neck of the woods? You know, I'm just actually chilling and vibing. Just actually trying to see what can I actually bring out to the martial arts end of things.
What's
Us. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, man, I've been trying to put the logo up for a hot minute. There it is.
That's what's up. Yeah. So how was your day today, man?
Oh man, just another loss in the family, man. I just came from Brooklyn right now.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Was it
brother.
a close relative of yours, or was it a close friend of yours?
It was definitely a close relative of mine, from San Pedro, that didn't get a chance to come visit or nothing. Like, I don't know, man. Things are
I
out of
under,
pocket right now.
I understand because the one of my relatives that he recently passed away, we were supposed to actually link up, but then when I got the news, I actually felt sad and such because I didn't know what was going on and everything, but I was just like, you know what, I just posted it right there. Even some of my relatives was like, yo, who was he? I was like, well, he's still connected to us, you know what I mean? So I went. So when I was up in New York, well, I would say, well, the first and the last time when I went to New York was I actually went to actually see my aunt, and then after that I went to see my family. I went to the wake, I should say. So it's tough, man.
Hey, Fado, what's going on, man? Shout out.
Yeah. As you know, if you need like any help or stuff, I'm here for you, bro.
I already know, my brother. That's never been a question. Never been a doubt.
Got you.
Appreciate you all the way, man.
Anytime, man.
There's something that I've known in my years of counseling, of being a chaplain, and it's that, one could help one grieve, and one can help someone, through the pains of what life is. But when it comes to the mental anguish part of it, you can't really help a person through that. They have to be able to get through it by themselves.
Pretty much.
And that's the hardest part, you know what I'm saying? Because how can I tell you to suppress your memories of what your mind knows of that person?
Exactly.
Like, that's unfair.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yo, you have certain people say, oh, that was in the past. I'm like, nah. That joint still happens. So, there's still times that, I actually, you have certain people, right?
I mean, what is history, though? Like, people say, oh, it was in the past. Okay, it was in the past. What is history? History is exactly that, the past. But we learn from that history. So it's not in the past, like if it's been forgotten. It's not if it's still a vivid memory, it's not in the past because it's still a vivid memory, meaning it still lives up to this day. Like honestly, bro, it's like this. I didn't get to see Freddy Goldman in his casket. I didn't get to see Freddy Goldman in his grave. So until I go to San Pedro, I'm not gonna be 100%, with closure that my bro passed away. Because Freddy Goldman was one of my dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I know he passed. I know he's gone. I don't feel his energy no more.
Exactly.
But I'm stubborn enough to believe that until I see where he was buried, to me, he's not gone yet.
I hear you, man.
Rico Carti, my uncle, that just passed away, the legend. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rico Carti, I saw pictures of his funeral service and all that. It was beautiful.
Yes.
And so I have closure in my heart.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of my family members that passed away, and I didn't get to see anything. I didn't get to see a caja. I didn't get to see a gravesite. They're alive and well in my mind because there's no proof to me. There's no proof it's real.
Yes, the same here with a friend of mine's. Rest in peace, Trent Mitchell, aka Trent Gads. And it was funny. It was messed up because I was just posting a picture. And I was like, for our friendship and stuff. My OG was like, yo, RIP. I was like, what? So I went up and I talked to a close relative of his, and they said that they cremated his remains. But I'm still getting word of when there's going to be like a memorial service or something like that, because me and him, the last time we spoke was about another friend who had recently passed away this year. And then I got to hear this news. So, you know, yeah, it was a real one.
Rest in peace to all my real ones, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace to my homie Columbo, too.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So I heard you on the radio waves when I was on the way. You say you had a surprise tonight. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm actually trying to get my other. Well, he came here one time. I'm trying to get him on too. You know, my OG Sombra.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he's doing because he said that he's at work. But you know, I'm trying to see if he could actually come up. Because my boy Sombra, right? He's just like you. He just hasn't been in the United States Army Corps. He was actually born in Santo Domingo. He's actually a black belt in judo, and he actually produced.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love judo.
Yeah.
Judo and jiu-jitsu is like, that was the side thing that they gave us in karate. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was something different. So automatically I fell in love with it.
Got you. So, you know, that's been my homie since 2011. So I'm trying to see. I
can't do no judo right now with how my back feels, but yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. One thing I got to say, though, like your back and everything like that. What's the doctor's been saying as of that?
The doctor has us at squat because I haven't seen a doctor.
Got you.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm being stubborn or pig-headed or whatever. My thing is this. When I was a serviceman, I wasn't just, doing my job as a field soldier or this and that. I also helped. I was an assistant medic. So I've done a lot of stitching. I've done a lot of cutting through stuff.
All right.
Recauterize wounds. I've done a lot of burning of the skin to cauterize the skin wound.
Right.
I've done a lot of pulling bullets out. I've done a lot of tourniquets. I've done a lot of bandaging people up with a stick to keep their arm straight or their leg straight.
Got you.
I've done a lot of carrying. So
yeah,
I've
so
learned,
you basically know what you're doing.
I've learned on the battlefield that certain times that when your body hurts, besides the pain letting you know that you're alive, because believe it or not, pain is your friend. Pain lets you know you're alive.
Yeah.
So besides learning the fact that pain is your friend, I learned that certain parts of the body can mend themselves. All you need to do is have the proper rest.
Got you.
And certain parts of the body mend in less than 2 weeks. Others mend in 90 days. When it's something that's severe, it takes at least 6 months. When it's something that's very severe, it takes 200 to 300 days. That's basically it.
Got you.
So my back, when I hurt my back, I think it was January, March, April, May.
Right.
June. I think it was like in May or June.
Yeah.
I hurt my back and I was out of commission, walking twisted and everything with massive pain for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Bro, I looked like a 7 walking down the street.
Got you.
All right. And I couldn't tie my shoelaces. I couldn't bend forward or bend backwards. I couldn't stretch. I had to stretch sideways to get to my shoes. Sideways. You know what I'm saying? By the second month, I felt much better. I was already like 85% healed. I was feeling much better, like way much better.
Yep.
And then something happened. Got into a little shove fight, a little push fight with someone, and I ended up falling over a couch.
Dang.
Not only did that hurt me, but it brought me all the way back down to like 15%.
Got you.
So I had to re-heal from that again.
Right.
Luckily for me, that only took 2 weeks. I was feeling much better. I was feeling so much better. I was starting to lift my leg, lift my knee. I was starting to throw short kicks, medium kicks. I'm like, all right, I'm feeling better. You know, my back is feeling better.
All right.
Something anywhere between last month, I was already back again at 85, 90%. And then 2 weeks ago, another altercation happened where, you know, here I am getting hurt again on my back, you know, either from a push fall or a slip, something.
Got you. Well,
it's crazy.
Before anything, I have to do something, but I'll be back. So,
go ahead.
So do what you got to do and hold it down, bro.
You already. I got 9 points why martial arts is favorable for your child and why your child needs martial arts in their life. So here we go. All right. What we got going on here today? All right. Here we go. Number 1, out of the 9 benefits, number 1, martial arts focus on individual growth, not on team competition. Now, this is very important. And I'm saying this as first because you need to understand that even if you join a martial arts school, just because you see that everybody at the school is fire and they top notch and they kick in and they all that good stuff, just because they're doing it doesn't mean you're going to do exactly that. I need you to understand that it's individual growth. This is going to depend on your dedication. It's going to depend on your practice and your individual focus. All right? So when it comes to martial arts, there's no such thing as trying to be better than. What there is self-perfection. Okay? Whatever you learned to the syllabus of where you're at, whatever belt you're at, white, yellow, blue, green, brown, purple, black, whatever belt you're at, you want to master what you're being taught at the moment, because everything that you were taught before that you mastered is why you escalated to the next belt. So to all my white belts that are starting now, master what you're being taught to the T. Master it to the T. Meaning practice. They taught you a straight punch. Execute that straight punch to perfection. Keep practicing that straight punch. Not too high, not too low. Keep it right in the middle. All right? Same thing goes if they're teaching you a joranuki, which is a higher level punch. Okay? Try to keep that discipline where even with your eyes closed, your fists are landing in the same place. Okay? You have the same practice, motivation, and movement of hand-eye coordination. Everything works in a way where even with your eyes closed, you're seeing that you're doing it right. This is how you master your technique. No matter the belt that you're in. All right? So, number one, once again, martial arts focuses on individual growth, not on team competition. Many kids struggle with the pressure of competing with other kids, and this is true. Like, you're not here. Let's say that if you come to my school, you come to my dojo, I don't want you thinking that you're here at my dojo to fight all of my students. You're not here for that. You're not here to fight me either. You're here to learn. You're not here to learn how to kick butt. You're not here to learn how to become a UFC champion. You're here to learn how to have discipline, understanding, and a level of respect for yourself that surpasses other understandings. All right? From there, you'll start growing and you'll be motivated enough from the growth to become something bigger. And that's going to bring results to you that's going to be amazing, right? Let me tell you, I know people that have been in martial arts for 20 years and they still don't have a black belt. So it just goes to tell you, it's not just time, work, and dedication. Sometimes it has to do with, how you're studying. It has to do sometimes with the teacher that you have. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. It's real simple. If you're studying at my school, and you're a white belt, blue belt, let's say you're a blue belt, and you do something wrong and, you're called to discipline more than twice about the same thing, you're going to get demoted to white belt. Now, a lot of people get demoted and they lose respect for the school because they feel like they should have not got demoted. But the truth of the fact is, you did something wrong. You needed to be punished. Same way you earned your blue belt, it's the same way you can earn it right back. Prove that you have what it takes. Prove your discipline and keep pushing forward. It's really that simple. Right? Martial arts. The focus is self-improvement. There's no letting down the team when you're focused on you being a better martial artist. All right? You're not putting down the team. You are the team. All right? The team consists of mind, body, and spirit. The way of Bushido. All right? The way of the warrior. You are your own team. Like your 2 fists, your 2 feet, your 2 elbows, your 2 knees, your 2 shoulders, 1 head. You are your own team. You can do this. Dedication, practice. Right, let's go with number 2. Number 2, they work towards specific goals. Some kids who think and learn differently feel like they could never win at anything. In martial arts, kids work at their own pace and they earn a different colored belt every time they reach a new skill level. This can boost self-esteem and keep them motivated. What's going on, Freddie? If that's your name, there's 1, 2 Freddy's coming for you. Salute. All right, I'm going to go with number 3. Number 3, routines are broken down into chunks. A technique or form in martial arts can have dozens or different movements, but kids learn gradually, repeating and adding steps as they go. They learn to anticipate each step that comes next, and eventually they put everything together into a fluid movement. Well, that's one thing about kids. They absorb like sponges. I started martial arts at 5, and by the time I was already 12, 13, I think I was like 13 in a few months, I was doing my black belt exam. So time is of the essence, but dedication is a must. The more you practice, the better you learn, the better you grow. All right, here we go with number 4. Why martial arts is good for children. Why martial arts is good for your child. 4, they emphasize on self-control and concentration. Attention is the center of all martial arts. Kids have to stay focused to learn and to do the movements. When a child's focus drifts, instructors often have to take them to the ready stance. This lets them reset and get ready for what's next. But at the same token, by sending that child back to the ready stance, if there was another child that was next to them that was already up to date, performing the movements that needed to be done, it almost feels like they're being left out, all because the next child isn't performing at the capability of the next one. But this is why, once again, we talk about focus on individuality. Focus on individuality. Each one needs to dedicate themselves to the purpose of what they're doing so that they can become better. You can't go based off the next person's skill. My homeboy that I started martial arts with, he's really good, so I already know I'm gonna be good. It doesn't work that way. Your homeboy that's been practicing martial arts with you, when he goes home, he studies for an extra 2 hours. When you go home, you play Fortnite. Y'all not the same. It's not the same. Different breeds now. But let's go with number 5. Number 5, they help with coordination. Very important. Doing martial art movements can help kids with a better feel for their body and space. In other words, hand-eye coordination and everything that comes with it. This is good for kids who struggle with motor skills. It also helps kids understand the power of the mind over the body. It also helps to understand how much power you have in your body. It also helps to understand, where can you be at tomorrow if you can focus yourself a certain way and lunge through or penetrate through the barriers that are stopping you from growing. And that goes for mentally, spiritually, and body. Right? Let's go with number 6. Number 6, they provide structure. Good martial art instructors have clear rules and consistently reinforce them. They also emphasize good behavior in and out of the class. Some even send kids home with behavior charts for parents to, sign, monitor, review. And I think that's important because as a teacher, if I don't see you as a parent concerned in your child's growth, then there's something wrong with you as a parent, not necessarily the child. If you're not concerned in your child's growth and it's just a spare time, fun time, why bring them to martial arts? Martial arts is more physical than it is fun. It could be fun, could be a lot of fun. But martial arts is not necessarily the fun thing. It doesn't fall under fun. It falls under ouch. It falls under ooh. It falls under us. Okay? There's a lot of things that go on in martial arts where your body conditioning, push-ups, all types of push-ups on your hands, on your knuckles, on your fingertips, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, on the blades of the hands, on the rigid part of the hand, cricket push-ups, diamond push-ups, nose push-ups, shoulder push-ups, rocking side to side, fence-in push-ups. There's all types of push-ups. It's crazy. Anywho, number 7, they're a safe way for kids to get out extra energy. And we all know how kids are these days, since all they want to be doing is playing digital games and on the tablet. All that extra energy that they have turns into rebelliousness. It turns into attitude. It turns into talk back. It turns into I don't want to do my homework. But if they're getting their energy out at the dojo, by the time they come home, all they can do is follow orders. Hey, do your homework, do this, do the dishes, take a shower, go to bed. All right, you got it. And your kid comes home from school, and the first thing they do is log on the PlayStation and play games all day. They have all that energy. Now that energy is going to convert into something else, because energy never dies. Energy keeps flowing, and it transforms. It turns into things. Okay, energy never dies. Energy just keeps on going. Right. So, number 7, once again, is a safer way for kids to get out that extra energy. It's a myth that martial arts encourages violent behavior. It's not a myth. It's not necessarily a myth. It is very true. Give me 1 second. All right. Martial arts doesn't necessarily encourage violent behavior, because it's all about discipline. We want you to know how to defend yourself, not per se know how to go and beat up a bunch of bullies. That's not the idea. The idea is for you to be able to be safe and feel safe and have the confidence that if you're confronted, that you know what to do. Even if you're confronted by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, your body knows what to do because you've been practicing. The techniques are going to follow. Your body's going to know what to do when it needs to do it. Block, grab, grapple, chop, elbow, grab the back of the neck, Tayatoshi, side slam. It's going to happen the way it needs to happen. Just keep focused, keep training. Here we go. In fact, instructors often say that fighting is the last resort. At the same time, kicking and karate chopping lets kids work out frustration or anger while practicing self-control. Once again, you need to learn and understand how much energy is in your body, how much power you have in your body, how much strength you have in your body. So being able to have some type of contact of chopping, punching, kicking lets you know how hard you're hitting and how much power you have in your body. All right, number 8. Number 8 is it's an accepting environment. Respect is a core value in martial arts. Kids have to show it for their instructor and for their peers. Negativity is generally not tolerated in class, and students are encouraged to support each other. That is number 1 key right there. It's all about discipline. Indiscipline will not be tolerated. There's no I in team. You're a part of a team. You're a part of a culture now. You gotta work together as a family. If you think that you just joined the dojo and you're there to be better than everyone, you have another thing coming. At the same token, there's someone else there that probably thinks the same way you do. And it's going to be an interesting clash when those two come together. Anywho, number 9. Martial arts is just plain cool. Kids who learn and think differently sometimes feel awkward or out of the loop. But lots of kids think martial arts are cool. It's hard not to feel special when you're wearing martial arts gear and breaking boards in half. And that's just a basic concept. But let me tell you, building your confidence with martial arts is something that doesn't just help you in the long run in trajectory of life, but it helps you build maturity. Maturity doesn't just come with age. Maturity comes with practice. Now, let me explain something to a lot of you that a lot of you might not know. What is maturity? Of course, you're going to go to your dictionary or Google and look up maturity, and it's going to give you a plain Jane answer. But I'm going to give you the number 1 secret. Listen to your Senpai Dominicano PK. Maturity is learning, knowing, and adapting of how to act in front of other people. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Maturity is knowing how to act in front of other people. knowing how to adapt in front of other people, knowing how to get by with other people. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. Coming from the mouth of this Marine, it means knowing how to dumb down sometimes. Not everybody's going to understand you at the level that you're probably talking. They're probably not going to understand you at the level that you probably are. So sometimes you need to learn to dumb down. You might have to dumb down to explain something to someone. You might have to dumb down to re-explain it to them in different words. And then, there's those people that you bump into occasionally, glory to God, that you don't have to dumb down. You know what I'm saying? That you explain stuff and they understand it to the T. And then there's other people that are, guess what? Smarter than you.
Exactly.
It happens. What do you do at that moment? At that moment, you adapt. You adapt to the knowledge. Someone's trying to teach you something. Understand that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, meaning that you're supposed to listen more than what you do talk. So listen to the knowledge that's being given to you. Accept it, learn from it, elevate, and keep going. So that's basically the 9 points of what I was talking about. And, forward encouragement. Because let me tell you something, martial arts is not necessarily for everyone. Some people start coming in and at 2 months later they quit because they feel like they can't keep going. And I get it. It happens. But you can never lose faith, man, especially in yourself. Whenever something gets hard, it's only getting hard because you're getting better at something that's different. It's only hard because you don't have experience at the moment. But once you experience it and your martial mind, your martial eye opens, that now you see things more clearly, that understanding will bring you relief. And that understanding will bring you closer to the art, as opposed to getting frustrated because you don't understand something, or getting frustrated because everyone's doing something at a certain speed and you can't catch up. Relax. Everything has its time under the sun. That's what the wisest king on earth, King Solomon, said. All right, so I'm gonna give the mic back to Armando real quick. And I'm going to refresh my cup with some ice and soda. I'll be right back, y'all. Us.
I hear you. So there you had it. I had to take a little break because, I had to handle certain stuff. But I was like, I let Pete talk about the 9 points of the martial arts for children and stuff. So hopefully, even though I didn't really catch it because I had to do something within the house, but now I'm back. So I see that my homie 12 Freddy's coming for you is here. And one thing I got to say is that salute to everybody up in Aggressive Defiance. We all have jokes and everything like that. But one thing I could actually say about the homie Aggressive Defiance is that he actually uplifts people. So, a big shout out to him. Yeah. So I'm going to actually try to show maybe a little clip of the martial arts. So bear with me.
Yeah, I'm here.
I hear you.
Yeah, man. I mean, a brief rundown of the 9 points. Real simple. Yeah, just a quick briefing. Quick briefing. 1, martial arts focuses on individual growth and not team competition. Number 2, they work towards specific goals. 3, routines are broken down into chunks. 4, they emphasize on self-control and concentration. 5, they help with coordination. 6, they provide structure. 7, they're a safe way for kids to get out extra energy. 8, it's an accepting environment. 9, martial arts are cool. And of course, whatever breakdowns I set to those numbers individually, for the people to have a better understanding. Because, for those that don't know about martial arts, when you ask martial arts questions, every little detail counts, every word counts, because it's not just you trying to clarify for yourself the understanding of what it is, but you want to make sure also that your child is going to be put in a safe environment. I don't want to put my kid in a karate school and he's going to be there like freshman day and they're going to use him like a sandbag. Nah, that's not what we do. Like I said in one of my raps, that's not what we do. That's not my remedy. Give me a beat and a mic and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, honestly, out of those 9 points, what I found very, very important was the individual focus. That's very important to me above most of the other points, because once again, you don't join a dojo or school and think that you're going to be better than anyone else that's there. You don't join a school and think, I'm going to get beat up by all these people. No. When you join a school, you're joining a family, you're joining a culture. You know what I'm saying? And the culturism of that school is to teach you to feel confident if anything happens in your surrounding. You feel safe that if a punch is thrown at you in any angle, and I'm talking about any of the 8 angles that a punch can come at you, your body is going to be disciplined enough to know that, I've practiced this already. I know punches can only come like this, like that, like that. So the counter to this is this, and your body's just going to do it all by itself. You know what I'm saying? Without no problem. So, pretty much. Fair use, what we fair using. No music in the background except original music. Yeah.
I was actually going to show a video of Sado Karate. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying fair use, because YouTube and whatsoever don't like to hit you with a copyright claim or something like that, if that matter.
All right. Let's see what it is. I know there's a few videos in the archives. I don't even know where it's at right now, but there were videos that were recorded in let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was a video that was recorded in 1989 when I was, I think.
You've seen me talk about karate and everything. Today's class, we're going to do a real beginner's class So if
I think
you're
I was like,
curious
what?
about
I was like
what
green belt
talking
already,
about,
something like that.
this would be a
I was
real
already
good
a fancy
class
yellow.
to kind of be an introduction, and you can just take this on your own anytime. Once the Facebook
Let's see
video
what we
is
got
up,
going on here.
it's going to stamp. So I'm also doing a Zoom class, so you'll hear me talking to some of the students there, and you might hear their responses and everything.
Kentonsville Sato
So we do these
Karate.
classes both on Zoom to be interactive and Facebook. Okay. So everyone on the Zoom, okay, we're going to go ahead and sit. So we begin every class with just a moment of meditation, and we bow to our founder, Kaicho Tadashi Nakamura, and to some of the seniors and everything there. Okay.
Tadashi
Everyone
Nakamura.
please
What's
sit.
up, please?
Seiza. We're going to sit Japanese style. Back on your knees, and then sit back on your heels. Make fists. Fists on your thighs.
Yes.
And close your eyes. Mokuso. Take a moment. Few slow, deep breaths. Clear out your brain.
Maryland. I see.
And Mokuso Yame. Open eyes. And then we're going to do
Mokuso
seated
Yame.
bow. Bow to Kaicho. Oh. And Nidaime, Nire, bow to Vice Chairman. Nidaime Akira Nakamura, Kaicho's son. Okay. And then bow to instructor. So face here, please, and bow. Us. And bow back to you, very important. Okay, Senpai, Nire, bow all senior students.
Push.
Otagai Nire, mutual bow. We all bow to each other. Very important, okay? So, I think it's very interesting. There are many different styles of karate, martial arts out there. And in some, you're supposed to chant dojo-kun, like the mottos of the dojo and everything. But Kaicho decided that's not what we want to do in Seido. We're just going to have a moment of quiet meditation. And then we bow to everyone. We show our respect.
Yes.
Everyone up the lineage, to your teachers, to your seniors, but also to each other. Okay, I'm not just sitting here and you bow to me. I bow back to you. And the very last thing we do is mutual bow. We're all bowing to each other, appreciating. Okay, so even if you're training at home with your brother,
That's right.
you are appreciating that you have someone there to train with. Okay.
Push.
Trust me, guys. Someday you're going to be really glad that you had these experiences, okay? Because right now my brother's sick. Yeah, so my brother is really sick, and I'm thinking a lot about how we were when we were your age. He's okay. He's going to get better, but it just makes me think. Okay. Anyway, so also I talk to students about life sometimes. All right, and stand up, please. Okay. And whatever that is does not look like an appropriate karate thing in, so why don't you go put that away? And go put that somewhere not on the training floor. All right, and we're going to warm up. We're going to warm some jumping jacks. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, very good. And now knee kick. And if you know, add back kick. So each bring your knee up in front. And then stop behind. Make sure you don't do anything. Knee, other leg. Stop. Shi.
Whoa.
Go. Roku. CJ.
Hachi.
Ajay.
Cool.
Ku.
Drew.
Ju. Okay, very good. So now we're going to do some stretches and warm-ups, run to the feet, and work up. So wiggle your toes all around.
Wiggle the toes. Yep.
Warm ankles in your feet, in your ankle.
That's definitely the Sato template.
Your right knee up. Keep this knee a little bent.
Wiggle
And
your-
circles with the
and
ankle.
rotate
Circles
the
with
bottom.
the knee.
Yep.
3, 4, 5. Go the other way. Ichi. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Shake side. Okay. Bring your other knee up. Go circles. And change other way. And shake side. Feet together. Bend your knees a little bit and let's go knee circles now. Ichi. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Go the other way now. Ichi. Knee. San.
Yeah, this is definitely my system, bro. I feel very at home with this.
Okay, feet apart. And 1, 2, 3.
I'm glad that you do, man.
Knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. San. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. 1, 2, 4. And one more time. Okay, good. Now your feet go wide apart. Okay. And let's lean over now. Lean over towards your right side. Ichi. Knee, turn your toes. San, put your left toes up. Bend your right knee and go down low. Okay, change to the other side now. Ichi. Stretching groin muscles inside the thigh. Knee, turn your toe. Drop that knee towards the floor. Get a stretch. San. Turn, crouch back here. I'm a little extra stiff today. And back to the other side now, a little more quickly. 1, 2, 3. Change. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Change. 1, 2, 3. And sit down. All right. Put that right leg out and stretch forward. Head to knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Twist the other way. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, chu. Change your leg. And stretch. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku.
Can you pause the video for a second, brother?
Twist. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go.
So I was researching right now, and I just got informed. Hallelujah. The founder of my system is still alive. He's 82 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, right? He's living somewhere in Russia right now.
All right.
He's a direct student, descendant of Kyokushin under Masoyama.
Yes, I have read the history of that also.
It's something that, bro, it's for those that know about before a time, before karate, before Masoyama, it was karate that was basically only taught to those that were diplomats. It wasn't what we thought, that it was taught to farmers and all that. No, it's not true. The farmers had their own way of martial arts, and they used their farm tools as martial arts weapons. But when we talk about Masoyama and we talk about his nickname was the God Hand. Like, this man could chop a horn's bull off the bull's head. Like, that was crazy. We don't know how hard physically it is to do that. So besides those types of impressive feats, you have his students that turned around and went off to different places and started opening up schools in different places and forget about it. Seido in itself isn't really old, It's not as old as most people would say it is, but it's a traditional style Japanese karate, based off of the teachings of Masoyama, you know what I'm saying? Based off the teachings of Oyama Masutatsu, you know what I'm saying? That's his full name. So, Seido's foundation was in 1976, so right here in New York City. And the guy moved over here to New York and forget about it. He just started going, said, all right, I'm not going to forget what I did. Let's open up a school, and I'm going to do exactly whatever we did in that school, we're going to do here too. So that's what basically Seido is. Seido is an annex of Kyokushin from the motherland directly to New York. Keep going with the video.
Exactly. It's all good because I don't know about these sounds or anything like that, and I have like maybe several people hit me up on my Facebook, so I'm just gonna actually stop it right there. But I just actually wanted to show the video and everything like that. So because I know that this is your style and such. So, I'm actually showing this video in respect to you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Us.
I'm gonna send that shout out straight up to the heavens to my teacher, Soke William Oliver, who was the headmaster for New York that was left in charge here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Around that time that I was alive, when he was alive still. All right. You know what I'm saying? Soke William Oliver, man. Rest in peace, man. That respect goes out to you, not me. It goes out to you.
Amen.
Saying that man. Listen, growing up as Dominican kids, we understand that adults like to do adult things. So to me, it wasn't a surprise to see people trying to flirt with my mom and trying to pick up my mom and all that. Where I respected my teacher was noticing that he never tried to holler at my mom. That automatically made me respect him much more. And then all of a sudden, he started favoring me in a way where I would get out of school at a certain time. He was picking me up right from the school. And we'd open the dojo together. And I would sit through classes until it was time for my class. So I was able to learn advanced classes. I was able to, 5, 6, 7. At the age of 7, I was able to sit through brown belt and black belt classes. So I'm seeing all the movements when I'm still a young rank. I was seeing all that stuff. I was absorbing all of it. And as the head instructor, the head teacher, he could have told me to go home at any given moment. This is not your syllabus, go home. But nah, he told me, go ahead, sit it out. Absorb it. Because that's what's next for you. And I appreciated it because I felt like he was prophesying in my life. I accepted it as a prophecy. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here, a blue belt, you know what I'm saying, or beginning of yellow belt, and I'm over here sitting through brown belt classes. That felt honorable to me. Just to absorb that knowledge, that it wasn't my time for it, but to be able to absorb it. So by the time I get there, I know what to expect. That's what I respected the most. You know, that's what we call a heads up. I respected the heads up. Sato, man, the sincere way. The only difference between Sato and Kyokushin is that Kyokushin actually wants you to indulge in weightlifting. Kyokushin wants you to participate in weightlifting, as opposed to Sato just wants you to indulge in physical peak fitness. You know what I'm saying? Using your body weight as weight to maintain strong, healthy, strong, healthy structure. You know what I'm saying? That your punches are as hard as a rock. You know what I'm saying? But your hands are still as soft as a feather. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's very different. You know, the sincere way of martial arts. The per se never attacking first. Giving the person a chance to be a friend. If they decide to attack you, that's going to be on them. But not you attacking first.
Yep.
And, Nakamura wasn't no joke. Like, Nakamura was a 9th degree in Kyokushin, and he was a 10th degree in Kempo. Now, Kempo is different from other systems because Kempo goes up to 12 degrees. But
okay. This is one thing that I'm saying because I have read certain stuff, right? Now, the stuff that I heard about Kempo, American Kempo, I heard that American Kempo actually combines 3 systems. One, what I think is Chuan Fa. The other is karate. And I forgot what the other one. But one thing that I've actually heard is that one of the famous names that actually was one of the proponents and founders of American Kempo was James Matosi, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, but I know it was under James Matosi in Hawaii.
It's the Italian guy.
I don't think he was Italian. I think he was, how should I say, an American born to Japanese parents. Like, before I actually sidetrack, I will just actually do my research.
Yeah. So New York, I know that in New York at one point there were a lot of Italian karate schools, and you could definitely find it downtown and places like Little Italy and in Brooklyn, in the Bronx. Anywhere there was a Little Italy, either it be Manhattan, Bronx, or Queens, Staten Island, there was an Italian karate school.
All right.
And it's funny because what is Italian karate if karate is Japanese?
Exactly. So the guy, yeah.
Go ahead,
so the
brother.
guy that I was saying who brought the art of Kempo to the United States starting in 1936. Well, his lineage, right, which the founder James Masayoshi Mitosi, or Masakashi Kosho Kenposai, was born in Kailua, Kona, North Kona District, Hawaii, on December 30th, 1916. On October 22nd, 1920, at the age of 4, he and his 2 sisters were taken by their mother back to Japan to be given a formal education and upbringing with family living there. While there, in addition to their schoolwork, university studies, they trained in the art of Kempo and reading Sanskrit. James returned to Hawaii on February 25th, 1935, arriving in Honolulu on the SS Tatsuta Maru at the age of 18. His martial arts practices contain marked similarities to Okinawan karate, Japanese jiu-jitsu. Mitosi always claimed that his art was Japanese rather than Okinawan. So, you know, he does have, I guess that he is basically one of the founders of Kenpo. And then they said that one of his students was by the name of William Chow. So, and then they were saying that he was instrumental, that student was instrumental of the martial arts in the United States, specifically the family of styles referred to as Kenpo or Kempo. So,
yeah, you got Kempo, Kendo,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But the first thing you were saying at first, that was a style, one of the 5 styles of Taekwondo before they became the Taekwondo family.
Right.
So I think it was American Kempo was a mix of basically Japanese karate, Korean Taekwondo, and a mix of either judo or jiu-jitsu, but not both.
Right.
So that's basically what it was.
Yep.
It's definitely respected, man. You know, any system that teaches a person how to defend themselves properly, that's a good system, man. Period.
Pretty much.
I mean, we had this whole conversation about McDojos and all that, but even if you're at a McDojo, if you're safe and you've been there for 10 years, you're gonna master something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, even if it's a straight punch, at least you've mastered something.
Yep.
So it's about individual growth. It don't matter what dojo you plant yourself in. I'm saying it's about learning something. If you learn something and you could excel from there, even if you transfer to a new school, at least you learned something.
Exactly.
The only part that's McDojo-ish is if you go to a school and everything at that school is just utter nonsense. If it's utter nonsense and there's no growth at all, then you're out of McDojo. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way you started martial arts now and you're already a blue belt and by next month because you were paying dues. No, my man.
All right.
That don't work that way. Even in the Marine Corps, when they give you 2,000 hours of a course, it's 2,000 hours to become a master. And you are only doing that for 2,000 hours until the hours run down. But when you're done with those 2,000 hours, you are a first degree black belt in martial arts. And you are not just ready to kick butt, but if anyone thinks that they can kick your butt, they got something coming. So I'm happily a second dan black belt in Marine Corps martial arts system. And what they taught us, it's not for the faint of heart. The moves that we know how to do, it's not for people to think that they could provoke me in the street and think that I'm just going to slap them. No. I might just give you a chop in a certain part of your neck and you might not wake up from it.
Wow.
No, and there's so many other moves that can follow off that because the body moves in one motion. Here goes the chop. The hand connected. Now I'm stepping in and I'm following with a cross elbow. Cross the elbow. My hand just turned back to me. I'm gonna spring my hand right back to you. That's what you rock hand so moochie. Now I'm hitting you with the back 4 knuckles of my hand. Bam! That was 3 strikes in like a few seconds.
Wow.
Ting tang tung tang, and I'll be like, "Oops, sorry."
All right.
I don't like fighting, bro, because I already know what's gonna happen. I've been training it my whole life.
So I have a question to ask you, right?
Go ahead.
All right. So maybe one of these days, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I guess whenever I get my technology in check or whatever, what I want to do is like a real interview and such, right? So therefore, we might meet up in a space and then we'll talk about, okay, since you're a martial art experts and stuff, like give or take, martial art movies, especially the martial art movies that they have, like the martial arts scenes with soldiers, etc. Like your opinion about it, because there's a lot of people that that I believe that be like, oh, this is what it is. But then since you knowing your background in the military and everything like that, I would like to actually have your professional opinion and maybe other veterans as well that have extreme knowledge of the martial arts. So I would like to see like, okay, what you think will be, how you would rate that this move is actually actual or is actually fake, something for Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing,
Mm-hmm.
Some moves, a lot of moves that you see on TV in a movie, it's not that it's fabricated. Obviously, something had to be born from somewhere.
Right.
It's the way that they connect it, making it look like, oh yeah, that'll work for anybody. No, it won't.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful when you're doing certain moves. It's not going to work for everyone. I'm saying you grab somebody the wrong way and try to pull them, and you might end up bringing and breaking your own arm because you did the move wrong.
Yeah.
This is why the training is so important. Training. The focus on training all the time. Train. It's for that.
Yep.
It's to ensure that not only you got it right, but to ensure your own safety, that you don't end up hurting yourself. These moves and techniques really hurt stuff, and including yourself. You can hurt yourself. So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Anything else? You got anything else over there?
Oh yeah. Another thing. Now, maybe it might be classified, maybe it might not be.
Who knows? We'll find out.
All right. So when you actually entered the Marines, right? Did the people who actually taught you the martial arts, the Marine Corps martial arts, did they give you like a synopsis of what they learned before, or you're not privy to that knowledge?
It all depends on the instructor. It all depends on the bond that the instructor has with the cadets, because some instructors love what they do so much that they will tell their students, listen, I'm just a regular person, and at the age of this, I started practicing this, and I started practicing that, and all this good stuff. So it all depends on the instructor. You know what I'm saying? Right. If the instructor doesn't want to tell you nothing because they don't want you pondering, then that's one thing. If the instructor wants to let you know so that you have a better understanding of where they're coming from, then they might tell you. That's basically it.
All right. Yeah, because Yeah, because I've always pondered that. Because one day there was two guys that they actually went to the Marine Corps. I believe the episode was like around 2007 and 2000 or 2008. So these guys, they actually went all over the world just spent like maybe a week or so within that country just to learn their systems. Now, even though that there was one guy that I guess he was well versed in the martial arts, but the thing is though, even though they lost or they won, they actually went there and they experienced learning the martial arts, whether it be in Cambodia, Thailand, or they even trained with the Marines. So when I actually saw that Marine episode, I think the show was called Fight Science.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I've always wanted to ask that. So therefore, since you're a Marine yourself, I had to ask that question.
Yeah, that's it's a legit question. But it all depends. Once again, it all depends on the instructor. If the instructor wants to reach out, and form a tighter bond with the students, he'll tell, oh, listen, I'm from here, I'm from there. My background is this, and that. But today we're going to be focusing on this, and this. Maybe I'll teach you something about what I know later. Because an instructor's job, especially in the military, is to give out whatever they're instructed to give out. Someone can come to the military knowing capoeira, and they're not going to tell that person to instruct in capoeira unless they're on their spare time, because they want to teach the system that everyone else knows first before learning any extracurricular stuff. Why? I mean, the real simple reason why is because the Marine Corps has adapted to all the bread and butters from every system. You know what I'm saying? All the power moves of every system. You know what I'm saying? All the self-defense moves of every system, the ones that are best for close quarter combat, all of them apply. And I'm talking about 12 different systems, maybe 20. They all apply. So when someone says that they're a Marine martial artist, what they're telling you is basically they have a black belt in MMA. Saying back off. That's what they're saying. I'm a black belt in the Marine Corps. That means I'm a black belt in MMA. Back off. Real simple.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Scissors to cut this off. Wonderful. Fatal asks, so what's best mixed martial art to study? Now, if you're asking me which martial arts should you study to mix with, I'm gonna give it to you like this. 5 main systems that even if it's partial, I want you to study. I want you to study traditional karate. I want you to study Hapkido, Muay Thai, a mix of Judo Jiu-Jitsu, and a little bit of Kung Fu. These 5 things will keep your body at peak physical, will keep your mind at peak physical, will make you grow spiritually, and will keep you focused to where you're not just a self-defense machine, you become a protector. Okay? You see people in the middle of the street about to get into problems, and all of a sudden it's no longer a problem. Threat neutralized. So those are the 5 systems to study if you want to get into it, and if you want to be on some type of MMA level ready to fight type bit. Get your partials into what is karate, Muay Thai, Judo Jiu-Jitsu, Kung Fu, Hapkido. Yeah, man. We're here live, man. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free.
Yep.
We're here for this, man. I'm 42 years old. I've been studying martial arts since I was 5. Pardon me. So please feel free to ask. There's been a lot of processes, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of moving around here and there. At one point, my martial arts lineage hit a big pause because my mom sent me to DR, and I was out there for almost 3 years straight. And it hurt me a little bit because I missed my brothers, I missed my teacher. But man, once you're a black belt, and that's really in your veins like that, it doesn't ever stop. I used to practice by myself 2 hours every day. I'd wake up in the morning, practice a whole hour, and start my routines after that. If I was going to do my running, if I was going to do any other advanced martial arts training, or if I was going to go do boxing, or if I was going to go do something else, whatever. After that, I'd shower and go to school. Come back home, do my homework, whatever, wash dishes, whatever it was that needed to be done. The last hour before going to bed, I practice an hour of martial arts again. Take a shower, go to bed. Wake up the next day, do it all over again. Practice for an hour, take a shower. And that's how my body became Sado, the sincere way.
Interesting.
I was taught by one of the elders that even though Nakamura was the founder of Sado, that who we need to show respect to, obviously, is to his founding teacher. So to me,
which is Mas Oyama.
Yeah, so to me, the founder of Kyokushin will always be the founder of Sado, or the founder of any branch that comes under Kyokushin, for the simple fact that, Mas Oyama really was that man. He really was that beast. And he really was that beast, bro. His training regimen was different. It was off the chain.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Another question that I always ask. So, I know that you have your own system now and everything like that. If you had the opportunity to, will you make that trip to Japan?
Yes. I didn't even have to hear the rest of the question. Yes.
Good.
Of course I'd make it. Definitely want to go back to Japan.
Well, you know what? You and I, we have to talk behind the scenes about that.
Yeah, I'd definitely go back. You know what I'm saying? Solidify my lineage over there. You know
Exactly.
So that everyone knows that, Lion's Paw Martial Arts descended from this. It descended from this. It might be a mix of different things that I've learned along the way, but my foundation is always going to be karate.
Exactly.
No style name, just style discipline.
Right. So Irby asked, what about going to China?
China is great too if you're going to study Kung Fu. Or Kung Fu, Wudang, you know what I'm saying? 5 animal form, 7 animal form, 12 animal form. The other day I found a place that they have 24 animal form. I said, y'all doing too much. But okay, that's cool.
Right.
I mean, it literally takes 10 years to master each form, right? So y'all got 24 forms. Y'all really think y'all gonna be around for 240 years?
Exactly.
I'm just saying. I mean, that it's a nice sentiment, but you do know the older you get, the more pain you start to feel in your body.
Right.
So I don't think you would want to live such a long life just to be self-punished.
Right.
24 animal form. I was like, what? Hey, yo. Y'all doing too much. And out of the 24 animals, you know what I'm saying? Each animal, there's whole systems based off just one animal. There's whole systems based off of it. So for these people to have all 24 animals in one system, it's like, oh yeah, they're not playing. Oh yeah, they want to be better than everyone else. Oh, eagle claw. Oh, okay. Crane style. Oh, okay. Tiger, monkey. I'm like, what? Y'all doing too much. There was I think it's called Laban 12 animal form. I like that style of kung fu, if you will. Snake, bear, tiger, leopard, monkey, crane. What was the other one? And then the other one were the other forms, believe it or not, were elemental forms. Rock, lightning, water. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know elemental forms could be animals. That's kind of a deep philosophy right there. You know?
Yep.
For real. That's a deep philosophy. I was like, wait, you're striking like a snake or you're striking like thunder. You know what I'm saying? You're striking like a tiger, but you're adding the element of stone, of earth. You know what I'm saying? Hard as the ground. That's hard as the ground. You know, you're striking with a bear attack, the form of a bear, but you're as fluid as water, and your movements are not as stiff as if it were a bear. Saying as the elementals added to the animals. It's wild. It's a wild ride, man. I was going through some pictures here of Sato, and I caught a picture of Nakamura standing with a couple of his black belts back in the day, and lo and behold, there is William Oliver. That's beautiful, man. Yeah. I'm happy all these pictures are out here and exist. I can't wait to bump into my pictures. I'm gonna be like, oh snap, that's me. Yep. Clip it.
Word.
That's me.
Yep.
I was that one kid that looked like a meatball that could kick over his head.
Wow.
what I'm saying? And even with my back hurting right now, I can front kick over my head. I can side kick over my head. And I'm 42 years old.
Yep.
42 in Japan is considered not middle age. It's still considered young. Oh, you're 40 years old. You're a young man.
Wow.
Okay. You're not a teenager. You're a grown man, but you're a young man. All right. Once you hit your 60s, 70s, that's when they start to treat you like, okay, you're becoming an elder. You're becoming of age. But it's at 80, 90, 100 when they start treating you like you're an old person. Because that's when you really start to, shrivel and shrink, if you will.
Got you.
But America's different, bro. The way America's food system is set up, of course you're going to die before those ages.
Yeah, and whoever lives the longest, that mean that they're not conform to American food habits
at all. Because let me tell you something, these people that are being raised on McDonald's, I'm sorry for y'all, man. You're not eating real food. You're not eating real food when even the vegetables are being modified. And what is this GMO stuff?
Yeah.
Modified lettuce, genetically modified lettuce, genetically modified tomatoes. What is this stuff? And they're putting it in our fast food, and it looks like food. It tastes like food. It must be food. Must be 3D printing as well. It's sad, man. I have to take a trip downtown to the world headquarters of Seto Karate on 14th Street. Or is it 23rd Street?
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a trip over there and have them give me my certificates and stuff again.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take my syllabus all over again, but I'm gonna need some time to get back into shape because that black belt crucible is no joke. As far as what I remember. As far as what I remember, well, it was no joke, bro. It was no joke.
Right.
I remember my black belt exam was on a Sunday. It was a Sunday morning at 8:00, right? We started at 8, and the exam didn't end till like 1 o'clock. It's a long exam. It's 4 or 5 hours. You don't want to know what we were doing for those 4 or 5 hours. We were doing absolutely everything. I mean, everything. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. They had us doing 100 jumping jacks, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 knee-ups, 100 kicks, 100 punches, and then we had to fight. What was it? We had to fight 20 green belts in under 2 minutes. After that, another series of physical exercises, PT, right? After the PT was done, katas. Do like 5 katas in a row, one after another. And then after that, PT again. And then another kumite fight. Now you're fighting 20 advanced green belts in under 2 minutes. After that, more PT, and then another 5 katas, and then another kumite. Now we're fighting brown belts, and then we're fighting advanced brown belts, and then more PT, and then more katas, and then they have you fight a black belt. Yeah, it's crazy, man. All I know is that after everything was said and done, and I took my knee down, and they told us to sit to do our need to rest. We have our eyes closed. I felt that presence of someone putting something in front of me. That's how I knew that I did it. I did it. I was on my last win, bro. I was like probably on my third breath. Third breath. I was probably on my fourth breath. Like, I was so dead, it wasn't even funny. When I got home, I remember my mom gave me food. I ate, and I actually projectile vomited that food right out.
Oh wow!
The second it hit my stomach, it came right back out. I'm like, oh Lord, what happened? My mom was like, man, your body's too hyped. Go take a shower. I went to go take a shower. I fell asleep inside the shower.
Wow.
Damn, fell asleep. Yo, it's crazy.
Yo, I got a question. It's personal. Because I do feel that your mother might have known my aunt.
My mom is not really from San Pedro. My mom is more Capital, Salcedo, and Bani.
Oh, okay.
All right, because my mom, yeah, bro. My dad is the one that's from San Pedro. My dad, my grandpa, my grandma.
Okay, so I do have a feeling that maybe your father might
my
be.
Dad knows everybody.
Yeah, so
my dad knows everybody. So that's a for sure.
All right, so ask your dad whenever you speak to him if he knew la profesora Modesta.
Yeah, Profesora Modesta, bro. Everybody knew her, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry what I'm about to say, but that's a dumb question to ask because everybody in San Pedro knew who she was.
Yeah.
Everybody knew who she was. She wasn't just a teacher. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to being a teacher in La UCE, it gave you as a civilian, it gave you a rank. So she was respected in the street like if she was a captain.
Yeah.
She also had Balaguer's card. You know what I'm saying? So forget about it. These were people that were highly respected in San Pedro.
Yeah, because the thing is, though, is that when it was like, okay, when she passed untimely, it was in New York. 1994 to be exact. I was there. So, it's like me personally, there was certain stuff that I didn't know. And then there was certain stuff that I didn't know about my Prima Maggie until I spoke to you. I was like, wow. Didn't know that. I thought I was just the American cousin that was just actually hanging out in San Pedro. Respectful, of course, because my mom always told me it's way different here than in the United States. I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be on your P's and Q's.
Oh, yeah. I learned that the hard way over there. It's very different. Man, I was over here having a smart debate. I thought I was having a smart political battle with some cat. And next thing I know, he called his boys, and there was 7 of them with machetes. I'm like, this debate is over.
Yeah.
I had to run for my dear life. So for the people that are listening, running doesn't mean you're a coward. Running just means that you're trying to survive. Retreat is also tactical. Retreat is a form of operation. Saying if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sometimes you got to retreat, regroup, and then ambush. You know what I'm saying? You ambush the opponents coming to you. So retreat could be tactical. Just because you're retreating, it doesn't mean you're a coward.
Right.
Live to fight another day. Not every battle is meant to be won. The war is meant to be won.
Right.
I got chased by 7 dudes with machetes, And I literally had those chancletas with the palito. You know, the little stick that if you take a bad step, it pops out.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me how I'm running like 7 or 8 blocks hard, sonic hard. And the little stick on in the chancleta never popped out.
Yeah.
That's how I knew God was with me all the way.
Yep.
All the way. Because let me tell you, those flip-flops, you take a bad step and the stick pops out. I was running hard body and the stick didn't pop out.
Yeah, you're done.
I would have been done if it would have popped out.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, shout out to Barrio Mexico.
Yep.
When I got to Barrio Mexico and the Tigres de Barrio Mexico saw me, like, Pedrito, ¿qué pasó? What's happening? What's happening? I'll say, yo, the dudes that are coming behind me are trying to turn me into suit meat.
Dang.
Yo, and I passed the corner in la calle Bernardillo Castillo, esquina Romana Gonzalez. There's 2 piles of rocks there that we put there on purpose, just in case if something happens, you know where to go to.
Yeah.
I went and I passed those 2 piles of rocks running, and that was the cue. When they got close to that area, they was getting stoned left and right.
Dang.
They was getting stoned left and right. And you know, I'm just happy, of course, obviously, to be alive. And I'm happy, of course, that my neighbors understood my distress and were able to help me out in a critical time. Because like I said, if that stick of that flip-flop would have popped out at any given second,
right,
we would have not been having this conversation.
Yeah.
There is no hesitation to kill in San Pedro. That's the city where I'm from. There's no hesitation to kill. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because there's no love. Because let me tell you, someone that loves you could kill you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So San Pedro's just that city, you know what I'm saying? It's not that we're heartless, it's that we have too much heart.
Yep.
You know I'm saying? And San Pedro's the only city I know the enemies say hi to each other, good morning every day, and drink coffee together. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Bro.
But to go around and say that.
Yo, I want to go back home, bro. I just want to go back home, man.
Yo, we could talk about that because, you know, behind the scenes and everything like that, because I want you to go back to SFM, you know what I mean?
I want to go back home, bro. Like, yo, I know what it is to see my enemies and my enemies see me and them still come up, walk to me and show me respect. Like, give me a pound. Like, yo, what's up, Pedrito? You good? I'm like, yeah, why are you saying hi to me, though? I just want to make sure you in peace. You know, that you're chilling. Yeah, bro, I'm chilling. I didn't come here to hurt nobody. I'm not thinking about that. Oh, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I'm like, y'all don't get it? Like, this movement, the movement that I had going on in San Pedro at that time, it was never about promoting hate. It was about promoting safety for everyone.
Yep.
So, yeah, I pulled up. That doesn't mean nothing. Oh, this guy's here. Oh, you got to be careful. No, I'm not like that. I never bullied no one. I never used my power to hurt an innocent person, ever.
Exactly.
But if you were a bully and you were the kind of person that you like to hurt people, and I'm pulling up on you, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, there goes your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew it. And they would ask, yo, if they say, oh, ahí va Pedrito, here comes Pedrito, they'd be like, él anda solo o anda con gente? They ask, is he walking alone or is he walking with people? If he's walking with people, it's cool. If he's by himself, get out of here.
Yeah.
Because when I'm walking with people, people are not my batteries. I don't do that. I don't use people as batteries. When I walk around with people, my military mind has me think that I need to protect them. I'm working with them to protect them. So I'm not going to put them in a situation.
Right.
I'm going to get in a situation. I go out by myself. I do what I got to do. I go home. I don't testify to no one what happened. I let people tell me what they heard. Oh, this and this happened. Yo, that and that happened. Yo, you heard about this person? And I'm over here with my fist under my chin like the thinker, like, oh, word? Yeah, word? Say word. Say word. There was very few people that know about me running missions in San Pedro. Very few people. Because I never ran a mission for someone for them to be still yapping around. There's people that got lucky, of course. You know what I'm saying? People that were extremely favored and blessed by the Lord. You know, there was times that I would get caught up by police and couldn't make it to my spot. You know, and got arrested. But just like that, I'd come out the next day. Which was also very amazing. Because they were always saying that they were looking for someone that fit the description of something, but they could never put a finger on it.
Yeah. I've had that happen to me several times.
Oye, tú te pareces a fulano. Tú te pareces a Perencejo. Yo, you look like this. You look like that. Yo, you look like this person we're looking for. And they'll tell you a wrong name or, you know, to see what you know. They'll tell you a wrong name to see if you're going to say the right name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One time I was standing in Restauración and in La Calle T, and a patrulla of police stopped right where I was at. It was 2 Jeeps, 4 motorcycles. When I talk about motorcycles, I'm talking about the big DT motorcycles, GT motorcycles, that the person in the front is carrying a 9 and the person in the back is carrying a 12 gauge.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Bro, it was 2 Jeeps and 4 motorcycles. And they stopped right in front of me. And they said, yo, estamos buscando a Tonito King, el jefe lo King. Tonito? Y'all messed up. Y'all messed up. We don't even have a Tonito in our chapter. But let me tell you something. I didn't tell him that.
Yeah.
I used that knowledge against him and said, all right, check this out. The person you're looking for is Kianci. Kianci for that time was the Suprema of the ops.
Okay. But all right. Now, when you was up in San Pedro, right? You know, we're talking about the street culture. When you was who you was, who was considered the ops of the nation? That's what I want to say at the time when you was in San Pedro.
We had some cats called West Side Panteras that they didn't like us, but they were scared of us. We had some dudes, like Patrulla 42. You know, we had Latin Bloods. There was a group of cats called the Natales, and most of them turned out to be kings. The rest of them just fell off. What was it? There was another group. There was a bunch of groups. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just little gangs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? There was also street gangs. There were just people that used to chill on the corner. You know what I'm saying? And they were so tough and whatever, you couldn't go by that corner. Saying we put all that to a cease. Saying nothing belongs to no one. This all belongs to everyone. So let us keep the peace. Just because you don't know someone doesn't mean that you have to get on top of them and bully them with a machete. Like, cut that out. So that wave of violence, of people getting struck with machetes all the time, and people getting their hats stolen and their watches stolen, and we stopped that. We put a cease to desist on all that. And 4 shots were just fired right here, like 2 blocks away from my house. Just turn it out the window right now. I don't like New York, man. Big problem with New York with that. With the straight shots. You don't know if it was actually someone in real beef trying to shoot at someone or defend themselves, protect themselves, or if it was somebody just going to a roof to go test out a weapon.
Yeah, I hate that. I mean, I used to live like in, well, it's like this. I used to reside up in Brooklyn Boulevard, the Rosedale houses. So I was right smack in between the Bronxdale houses and the Monroe houses.
Oh,
so So every time I knew people around there and stuff, but I never really hung out there. But I knew people, you know what I mean? So every night you hear gunshots and stuff. So it was regular, just waking up and walk and laying down to sleep. People blasting gunshots. You didn't know if it was going to be a friend, if it was going to be somebody that you knew. It was wild.
I get if it's happening in the street. That's one thing. But New York be so random with it. It could be any fool just on top of a roof testing a weapon. And those bullets got to land somewhere. They don't have a pilot. They don't have a drone system where, we're going to make sure it doesn't hit nobody. No, y'all just shooting to any random direction. You don't know where that shit's going to land at. You don't know if it's going to land in East River or it's going to land in East River Projects. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if it's going to land in Central Park or in the central part of somebody's brain between here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Back in the days, we used to wait to go out somewhere to go practice or test a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Probably go by the river. You know what I'm saying? And test a weapon. You know what I'm saying? You're making sure that the bullet's going into the water. You know what I'm saying? People be randomly shooting off these. Nah, bro. It's not safe. The city's not safe.
Yep.
City's not safe. And it's not necessarily a war zone. I'll tell you that much for free. But it's still not safe. It doesn't have to be a war zone for a bullet to hit you and you're gone. It just takes a second.
Pretty much.
I don't like it, man. It's one of those. I guess I'll never like it. Be right back. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
I was answering some replying to some messages and whatnot. This media type collection.
All right. Another question. This is pertaining to Dominican machetes.
Oh,
Which machete is more common for Dominicans to have? Is it the Coling or the Lenming?
well, the coling is more common for, chopping grass and stuff like that.
All right.
And then the lemmy is the long one, the more bigger one, which is, the more practical if you're trying to keep somebody away from you so that they can't hit you with their machete. And having a longer machete, gives you some more reach. The person you're fighting with most likely might want to stay away from you more.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But the coling is very short. Well, it's not very short, but it's shorter than a regular machete.
Yeah.
And it's mostly used for chopping grass and stuff. So, it's like a farmer's tool.
Got you. Because me and my mother, we always talked about that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one thing that I do love about the Dominican Republic that never changes. You can walk with your machete and the police don't bother you.
Pretty much. You could walk with a beer in your hand and the police won't bother you.
Thank you.
Beer, rum. But what you don't want to do is walk around with a machete and rum at the same time, because they might stop you to see if you're good. But that's basically it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. Gotta say, I love my San Pedro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
San Pedro's it for me.
Yep.
I can go around the world in 80 days, but I'd rather stay 80 days in San Pedro.
Same here.
For real. I'm not saying that other places are beautiful. That's not the case. There's a lot of other places in the world that are beautiful. But
all right,
the way my city is, our city, San Pedro's different, bro.
Right. So
San Pedro's different. I know what it is to actually sit at a corner store with a pan and cafe, you know what I'm saying, eating my toasted bread with coffee, and my enemies see me and come say hi to me.
Yep.
You don't see that anywhere else.
No, you won't. No.
Like, what? Like, why are you saying hi to me? We should be fighting. No, we don't got to fight every day. I'm like, what? That's it. There's a rule like that? That actually works?
No, that's nice.
That's different.
Yeah.
I'm over here thinking it's beef because I'm used to New York, bro.
Yeah,
in New York, when you have beef, it was on site all day, every day.
Well, it still is in certain things, in certain aspects.
I mean, I'm saying New York, but New York, I'm saying San Pedro though. San Pedro wasn't that. If San Pedro got like that, it's like that now.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. There's a lot of stuff that have that I could say that have changed. There's certain stuff that have remained the same. So that's one. But then the thing is, though, with me, it's like every time I go to Dominican Republic, I felt like, when you lose somebody.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm thinking that I should actually make more headway on going to Dominican Republic more often. So therefore, I could actually see what my people is doing, because certain people could talk about the riquezas and stuff, but yet you still got relatives asking you for a recarga or something like that. So something ain't right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's for real, man.
But your primo that had passed on, was he born in San Pedro, or he was just like us?
Which one of my cousins?
The one that recently passed.
No, it was
your relative.
It was an uncle that passed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He born and raised in San Pedro.
All right. Yeah. That's rough right there.
Yo, you know a dude is tough when they nickname is El Jefe.
Yep.
There's something strong about that character if his nickname is El Jefe.
Yeah.
Because people won't just call you that kind of nickname if they ain't feeling you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Word. So, oh, you're El Jefe.
Yeah. I'll see what I could do if I could make it to New York. Well, before the Christmas season, whatever.
You got like a week.
Yeah. Okay, well, in the case, no, both of us are actually, what would you say, first generation Dominican Americans? If you could actually say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born here. From mixed parents, but mostly Dominican.
Yes.
Because my mom has heritage in Salcedo and Bani. My dad
Right.
has heritage in San Pedro.
All right.
So, amongst other places, that we have family, DR is basically the bigger part of the family extension.
Yeah, pretty much. When my dad passed away, I found out that I had a whole bunch of cousins that I did not know in La Capital. So I would love to go. Yeah. Shoot.
Mad family in Puerto Plata. I was in Puerto Plata minding my business, walking around with who used to be my girlfriend at the time.
All right.
And, we were drinking a beer, and for whatever reason, it fell.
All right.
And it fell in front of this guy, and he's like, "Oh, no te preocupes, no, I'll buy you another one." So you don't got to buy me a beer that fell out of my hand. I can buy my own beer. Don't worry about it. Thank you. So, I was just trying to be, hospitable. You know what I'm saying? That's how we are, la familia de la Rosa. And I was like, "Hey, yo soy de la Rosa también. Forget about it."
Yo.
And he said, so there's a lot of family of us over here, the De La Rosa family. And he showed me his house. This man had a huge house.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Like, you have a big house.
Yo,
yeah, you want to come anytime, man. You my family. I'm like, that's what's up.
Yo, you want to know something which is funny?
Yeah.
Well, I was like maybe in a bad situation, right? I was trying to look for a job or whatever. So there was a security guard for a place I was looking for a job. They was like, "Oh, nah, this is not the place or whatever." I'm like, okay. So I see the guy's last name. He was like, "So, who are you and what's your name?" I was like, "If I told you who I was,
you're not gonna believe me. He was like, oh, I believe everything. So I gave him my ID. He looked at me. He was like, we just looked at each other. We just looked at each other. It was like, so we started asking questions for each other. He's like, yo, I'm from Puerto Plata. This is in New York. I was like, but I am descended from the Robles in Quisqueya. I was like, well, I'm the Robles from Consuelo, so we're family.
Pretty much.
And he was like, yo. We were just talking and everything like that, and, you know. We found out like, yo, we are who we really are. So, you know, we parted ways. He gave me something. So, you know what? I shout out to that cousin every time. I know that he's in Florida, but you know what? You have like the same baseball. He looked like a baseball player, but he was built. Yeah. But for some reason, as soon as we saw the last name of each other, it was like, yeah, you were part of me. It's like, I don't know. Whenever you meet somebody that you know that is of the same family of you that you never met, it feels like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'll give you another perfect example. When it was the siete días of my papa, right? When I was in Consuelo, I had a cousin. I didn't know who the heck he was, but for some reason, when he saw me, he knew I was my father's son. He was like, he went up and looked at me. He was like, you don't have to say no more. I know you my cousin. And we hugged and everything like that. We were just chilling. It was like, I never seen a picture of you. I never seen nothing. I just knew from off the bat that you're my cousin. I was like, wow. Ain't that something?
Like my uncle. I know exactly who you.
Yeah. I was like, wow. And me personally, I never had anybody that went up and said that I looked like my pops. Well, maybe later, but when I was young, I never thought that I looked like any of my parents. I'm like, okay. Because when I got older, some people was like, hey, you look like your mother. I was like, okay. But then one day, and this is one thing I actually consider it was an honor. And I told my mom, you know, at the time, she was like, who the heck going up and said that you look like your grandfather? I mean, your grandfather was more handsome than you, but I was like, okay.
Oh, thank you. Sheesh.
Thank you. But it was like
emotional damage.
Yeah.
Yo, leave it to the elders, bro, to cut someone's ass and pretend that you gotta like it.
Yo, Dad.
Yo, for real.
Nah, but yeah, like yeah. But then it was like the guy that came up, he's like, "Yo, you look just like your grandfather." I was like, I never even met my grandfather. I mean, yeah. And then just the other day, my mom's primo hermano went up and was like, "Yo, you look dead like your grandfather." I was like, I've seen pictures of my grandfather, but I never met the man. Because, you know, how story has it is that he passed when my mother was 13.
Wow.
Yeah. So I couldn't really be like, okay. Couldn't really differentiate, but I've heard that over the time. I was like, dang. Wow. And pretty much, I've heard, it's like I met people from Consuelo. It was like, okay. And we were just talking, and it was like, oh, so and so I used to work up in Dejanio. I was like, okay.
well, I am who I am. They was like, oh, okay. And for some reason, when I'm in New York, I meet up with people that knew my family. People that already know my family, of course. But it's like, it's funny. Like, I had a lady, right? That there was, I don't know what it is. And I think when I actually get that test, what it is. Some Indian people, when I actually had long hair and stuff, they actually came straight to me talking their language. I was like, I don't know your language. I was like, okay. I was trying to see, like, do I look like I'm Indian? Do I have Indian ancestry? I don't know.
One of my godfathers gets passed as Arab all the time, and he's straight Dominican.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, okay. We were just, and then there was an old lady right there. And the way that she spoke sounded like my aunt that just passed. When I went up and I turned back, I was like, excuse me, miss, you from Consuelo? She's like, yeah, how you know? I was like, you sound just like my aunt.
It's crazy.
And she was like, wait a minute, if your family from Consuelo, which family you from? I'm like, I'm from the Robles family. Which son are you? I'm like, I'm the son of Lao. Those are, oh, crap. And then there was another man who was with us. She was like, you know who this guy is? He's the son. I was like, yeah. The same thing that happened when I was like maybe 20 or 22, whatever, right? I was like, yeah. The guy was, you have certain people that like, yeah, you're not as Dominican. I was like, okay. But then there was like, so really, tell me where you're from, because I know your Spanish is bad. I'm like, well, where y'all from? It was like, we're from Consuelo. I was like, where? What? I was like, what neighborhood? It was like, they thinking that I knew nothing. I was like, well, that's where my parents are from. I was like, really? I was like, yeah. My mom from El Bate, my dad's from La Loma. I was like, who's your dad? They said my dad's name. They was like, oh. They just looked at me and it was like, so
your dad was a G, so they had to freeze real quick, like, 2 seconds of respect for the G.
Yeah. So they went up and in Spanish. So like, mira, ¿tú conoces quién es él? Oh, pero yo creo él uno de los tigres jangueando en el peluquero. No, pero tú sabes, él es hijo de so and so. I was like, they just looked at me. They was like, oh. And it was like ultimate respect right there.
Facts.
Yeah. Even till this day, that since the Lord called my father, I still got people that that tell me fond memories of my dad. So there'll be days that I'll be missing me and my dad's conversations and such.
I hear you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not easy, but
not easy at all.
It ain't.
It never will be easy, honestly. But gotta keep pushing forward.
Yeah, that's all we all got to do. Oh, how long were you in Tampa for? I mean, Florida for?
I'm gonna say like maybe 2 years and a half.
Or what time period was that? Because I only went to Tampa maybe for maybe like 4 or 5 days. Not so much Tampa. It's like so much. I went to Tampa, but the thing is, though, I was actually chilling in the Spring Hill section.
Right. All right. I mean, listen, it's more like it's around the lines of the end of 06
All right.
towards the either end or beginning of 09 or the end of 08.
Got you.
Saying, and that's what I was out there stationed, you could say.
Got you.
You know, it's
Did you while during your tenure out there, did you actually meet other people from other martial arts systems, or it wasn't like that?
I bumped into 3 people that were martial artists. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That wasn't really, because you go to San Pedro, bro, and you bump into people that know stuff.
Pretty much.
You know, and nah, Tampa wasn't like that.
All right.
But then again, I wasn't around any schools. I bet you if I went around an area that there was a local school, you know, everybody in that area was a no-so.
Mm-hmm.
Or a so-so.
Got you.
For real.
Yo, wow. You know, I was just looking at it.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and you know, maybe you would know because you know you might be familiar with the area. But even it was like that this place is actually temporarily closed, that they had a Florida Seidokan dojo out there. I was like, wow.
Nope.
Yep. So maybe you might be familiar with the area. The address of this establishment is 4405 West South Ave, Tampa, Florida 33614. It's like
South Ave?
Yeah.
That's close to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right there. That's close to the airport. That's wild.
Yeah.
Trying to find some documents here.
Hey.
The power of the net.
Yep.
The power of the swords and sandals.
Yep.
Yeah, brother, man. But I'm about to wrap it up. I haven't. I made dinner for the kids and didn't get to eat anything. I just jumped right on the show.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm over here feeling my mind heavy. Like, why am I'm not tired, so why is my mind heavy?
Got you.
Wow. So basically, I'm a bow out if there's no more further questions.
I hear you, yeah, because I'm about to
definitely see you on the next episode.
Yep.
We will most likely have a visit by Maestro Santana, so we can continue, you know, our part 2 interview with him.
Exactly.
And until next time, be safe, stay woke, stay vigilant. Us.
Exactly. Us.
Well, that is all, folks. Stay vigilant, stay safe. And this has been the Martial Arts Edition with Don Armando.